pleased to have with us on the line via Talk Media News, Ambassador Terry Shoemaker. Is it Shoemaker or Schumacher, sir?
Shoemaker's great.
Shoemaker.
Good afternoon from snowy New Hampshire.
Thank you. And you're an attorney. You're the former U.S. ambassador to Trinidad from 1997 to 2001 during the Clinton administration. You are a surrogate for the Hillary Clinton campaign. And it says the website here is Bernstein Shore. What is Bernstein Shore?
It's a law firm.
Oh, okay. Okay. So are you at the Radio Row there in New Hampshire?
Yes, I am at the Radisson Hotel, where it is snowing in true New Hampshire fashion, and we are now in the most exciting phase of the New Hampshire primary. Sort of make an analogy to last night. It's pretty much like the last 10 minutes of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think is your strongest case for a Hillary candidacy?
Well, Senator Cory Booker was here on Saturday, and he said, and maybe he was engaging in a little bit of hyperbole, but not too much, that Hillary Clinton is probably the most qualified non-incumbent president to run for president since George Washington. She has amazing bandwidth. Her knowledge of foreign policy is obviously extraordinary, and she has been pushing very hard on the economic issues that matter to regular Americans. I was just at an event with her here in Manchester where she was talking about envisioning an America where wages were rising again.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? It would be great. Back in 2008, she said that, and as well as did Obama, President Obama said that if he were elected president, the first thing he'd do would be call the presidents of Canada and Mexico and say, we're going to renegotiate this NAFTA thing. Hillary Clinton said that if she became president, she would actually pull us out of NAFTA altogether until it was renegotiated to the point where it was favorable to America. Then, she 54 times said the TPP was the gold standard for trade deals, and now she's opposed to it. Is there an evolution here? Is there an ideology that's flowing through her positions on trade, or is she, as frankly I think politicians should do, reflecting the will of the electorate?
Well, I think there's some of both going on. Having been a United States ambassador, I can tell you, and having worked with NAFTA, I can tell you that trade deals are very, very, very complicated. And yes, at the beginning she did say that she was for the TPP in concept, but when they finally came back with the product, she reviewed it and she said, I can't support this version. That doesn't mean that at some point there wouldn't be a TPP in a Clinton administration, but it wouldn't be. She would not support the one that's on the table right now.
Right. Okay. So why should we have trade deals at all? Why not go back to the way it was pre-Reagan? It worked fine for everybody from George Washington and Jimmy Carter.
Trade has been. I was a history major in college, Tom. Trade has been a major. Trade agreements, trade embargoes, trade deals, trade boycotts have been a major part of our foreign policy and our domestic debates in presidential races going back to James Madison and John Adams.
Oh, going back to George Washington, actually. I mean, it was in 1791 that Alexander Hamilton presented his 11-point report on manufactures, and by 1793, Washington and Congress had incorporated almost all of them, including tariffs that we had up until the 80s. But my point is, we used to have a trade policy in the United States that said, what is the best for the United States? What is the best for American workers? It was a purely nationalistic trade policy. That changed in the 1980s, and we got this idea of A, we've got to lift up the poor people around the world in the other countries, and B, if the corporations are making the decisions about our trade, we've got like NAFTA. With NAFTA, you've got unelected, unaccountable tribunals that are run by corporations that can knock down laws passed democratically, through small d, democratically. That is a profound change from what happened prior to 1980. Why is that a good thing?
Well, I'm not saying it is a good thing. You're the one that brought up the topic, but it's the old cliche about the devil's in the details. You have to look at an entire agreement and decide whether or not, in total, not every aspect of it may be perfect, just like laws that Congress passed. but you have to look at the net gains and net losses for the United States workforce. And when I look at trade deals, I'm a labor lawyer by trade, and when I look at trade deals, I want to make sure, and I think Hillary Clinton's coming from the same place, that American workers are not going to be disadvantaged. In the aggregate, in the big picture, if a trade deal results in jobs that are going to go overseas anyway, you think about the textile mills, right? A few blocks from where I'm sitting used to be the largest textile mill complex in the world.
Because we had tariffs.
In the 1930s, those jobs went south, and since then they've gone overseas.
Right.
There was no trade agreement envisionable by human beings that would have stopped those inexorable economic forces from operating.
Well, no, those went away because we dropped our tariffs.
Well, I respectfully disagree, but there's certain things that are going to go on in the world economy that an agreement is not going to stop.
Okay.
I guess that's my point.
Okay. Yeah, and I didn't have you on to debate you. We're talking
I think we're both on the same side.
Yeah, exactly. We need a Democrat in the White House. We're talking with Terry Shoemaker.
I have been at every single stop Bill Clinton has made in New Hampshire, and virtually all Hillary Clinton has made. She's done over 28 town hall meetings, taking questions, et cetera, unlike her opponent, and who's doing a lot of speeches but doesn't take many questions. But I will say that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton almost always mention the Supreme Court, and the next president's going to get as many as 3 appointments.
Yeah, it's going to be a BFD, to paraphrase Joe Biden.
They're missing the boat.
Yeah, I totally agree. Terry Shoemaker, the former U.S. ambassador to Trinidad, now with Bernstein Shure, and speaking on behalf of Hillary Clinton. Terry, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure, Tom. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Great talking with you.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.